On the spot chairs.
Yeah, you can throw up
They
on those.
absorb throw up pretty well, don't they, Blaine?
I don't want to talk about that.
Are you allowed to talk about that yet?
There's edits that exist.
No.
Oh, I've seen them.
Yeah, everybody saw one. Like everyone saw my episode,
Oh, I was there.
and yeah, I remember. Everybody saw the episode of me getting blackout drunk.
Can we
and
talk
Let's,
about this?
We have before.
I don't know if we.
I really just want to tell everyone what Miles said to Blaine, though, while they were trying to keep you
What I
quiet.
said to Blaine. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Could I say?
So we've already talked about this. Basically, we filmed ourselves
No.
getting blackout drunk. I've talked about it. Bernie's talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
So we filmed ourselves getting blackout drunk. We might release it. We're still deciding. I got blackout drunk. Like that's the drunkest I've ever been in my life. And
We
Miles
saw.
was like my father.
I hung out a little extra time after work because I heard what was happening, what you guys were filming, and I wanted to see. I was at the office until 1 a.m. taking care of you, and trying to keep Ashley from punching people. It was a shit show.
It was.
I wasn't that bad.
You were pretty rowdy.
Chris.
I
From
saw
what
the
I
video.
remember.
Chris.
Chris, you get very huggy.
You're an enabler. Blaine was on the table like that,
Passed out.
fucking trash can underneath him, horribly in a bad place, and you fucking barge in. Why isn't this fucker drinking? I'm like, he's not feeling good, Chris. And you go, you like had a glass, which I don't know how the fuck you got it. You go, give him mine. And we're like, no, he needs to have water. And you're like, pussy. And then you started kicking animators' desks, and we had to pull you and sit you down. And
computers.
I had to.
Oh my God, Chris.
No,
I
it
did
was
not do
desks.
that.
It was desks.
I did
You were
not
kicking
do that.
desks.
You guys are the complete opposite then.
And then
Because Blaine was going around hugging people.
Blaine was going around hugging
people.
people.
I hug a lot of people.
Oh, you hugged a lot of
I'm
people.
very lovable when I'm drunk.
You talked to Gray
But not
about
when you're
Star
sober.
Wars for about half an hour.
Yeah.
You pointed at Kyler, our script supervisor, who has long hair and is generally very quiet. He came in to get coffee, and you were like fucking rampaging through the break room, and you point to him, you go, "Animator, your hair!" And you ran up and just hugged him. And Kyler, who is just the most soft-spoken, just yeah. And you left him, and then I was just staring at Kyler. He goes, "Well, okay then." And then he just like skittered away.
Didn't he like grab him by the shoulders and he's like, "You work so hard.
Yeah.
You're such a hard worker." And just
My-
hugging him and never letting go.
But here's my favorite part of that night. I learned just how much you trust me.
Yeah, I trust you a lot.
It was the sweetest thing that I have ever seen. It was one of the most touching moments I have ever had with
Which
anybody.
memory are you thinking about? Because I heard something that I said that I was like, oh shit. I
Oh,
said that?
you said some real gay shit. But no, I'm specifically talking about. So I was dealing with you.
What was I?
You were kicking desks, Chris. You were walking around kicking things that just didn't belong to you for whatever reason. I don't know why. But
I
like
must have been dared.
Jessica hauled
someone-
you out of like our stage 5 area, and she was like, "I'm so sorry." He's like kicking computers, and you were like, "They were desks." And we sat you down on the couch in the break room, and you were like, she was like, "Can you please just watch him?" So I watched you, and you and I got into a discussion about the importance of friendship. To which my favorite part of the whole thing, like we were discussing something that had happened at work that was like kind of borderline serious. And you didn't really want to talk about it, but I could tell you wanted to talk about it. So you set up, you like inferred to what you want to talk about, and you went, because I mean, you know what I'm saying. And I smiled, and you went, "Nah, but you know what I'm saying." You said, "But you know what I'm saying" about 7 times
But
without
did you
me
know what
without
I-
me
did-
adding anything. It was incredible. It was like a fucking action figure that has like a line that he says over and
But did
over
you
and
know
over
what
again.
he was saying?
Oh, I knew exactly what he was saying the first fucking time. I kept saying, "Yeah, I know what you're saying," and you go, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying."
We should.
My favorite. Could I say my favorite line from that whole thing?
Sure. I
I only saw a few parts of it because I was watching the raw footage online.
yeah.
On our network, I mean.
It was behind the scenes footage
It
that
was behind
Connor
the
had
scenes.
recorded.
Yes, it was Miles and Blaine sitting in the kitchen, and I guess they were filming something with Chris
filming
in the
Chris's.
broadcast area, so they wanted you guys to be quiet, and Blaine kept yelling, obviously, and trying to be a fucking crazy guy. And Miles said to you, all right, pretend that it's Nazi Germany, and we're the Jews. And then Blaine went, the Jews! Shh!
It worked immediately. And then I saw that I was filmed. Then I went, well, okay.
And then at one point you went over and picked up a Orf plushie, and you're just like, it's Barbara. And you just started squeezing it.
Oh God.
But the best moment for me was when I knew what you were saying. You kept telling me that you were saying. And Ellie came over and was like, Miles, Blaine needs you? And I went, well, what happened? She goes, I don't know. He just keeps saying he needs you. And you go, oh. You were like, again, you were passed out, head down. Oh. And I came over, I'm like, what is it, Blaine? And you go, I go, what? Are you okay? Okay, what do you need? You go, hand.
Oh my God.
And your hand, you go, I was like, do you want me to hold your hand? And you nod.
Oh God.
So I held your hand, and you go, I trust you so much. It was, my fucking heart melted. But apparently you just kept saying, like, as soon as I left, you started whispering to Ellie and Jessica, like, I need Miles. And I was like, what is it? And you were just like, I just trust you. I was like, you don't trust them? And you're like, I do, but. And then you just went to sleep. You went to dreamland.
I'm like incredibly paranoid. So whenever I'm in a state of intoxication of any sort, then I immediately latch onto the person that I'm closest with. So that's a big sign of our friendship.
it made my day.